As you know by now, I'm here to help you both in your spiritual and in your personal lives. So tonight I'd like to pass on to you women a secret. The secret of a happy marriage. And I'm glad that we have more women here, okay? There was once a man and a woman who had been married more than 60 years. They shared everything. They talked about everything. They kept no secrets from each other, except the little old woman had a shoebox in the top of her closet that she had cautioned her husband never to open and never to ask her about. For all of the years, he never paid much attention to that shoebox. But one day the little old lady got very sick, and the doctor said that she would not recover. In trying to sort out their affairs, the old man took down the shoebox and took it to his wife's bedside. She agreed. It was time that he should know about that box. She told him to open the box, and he opened it, and what did he find in that box? 2 crocheted doilies and a stack of money totaling $25,000. He was a little puzzled by what he found, so he asked her about the contents. And she said, "When we were to be married, my grandmother told me the secret of a happy marriage. And that secret was never argue with your husband." Are you paying attention? She told me if I ever got angry with you, I should keep quiet and crochet a doily. The little old man was so moved. He had to fight back his tears. Only 2 precious doilies were in that box. She had been only angry with him 2 times in all those years of living together. He almost burst into happiness. "Honey," he said, "that explains the doilies, but what about the money? Where did that come from?" "Oh," she said, "that's the money I made all those years from selling doilies." Now I have to ask the married women here, how many of you have a shoebox? But most importantly, how much money is in that shoebox? Okay. By the way, there's no charge for this advice. Maybe except for some desserts. Well, I thought we'd start out this class a little differently. I thought we'd start out with a quiz. Boy, we didn't get quiet in a hurry. How many of us went to Mass last weekend? This should be a piece of cake. What was the second reading last week at Mass? The second reading. The second reading was from the book of? Do you have a copy of your quiz? What's the verse on the bottom of our quiz? 1 Peter 3:15. Always be ready to give an explanation to someone who asks you for the reason for your hope. That was a reading last week. Wasn't that kind of cool? I hope some of you picked that up. Okay. Well, last week we began discussion on another question on our quiz. The quiz, I'm sure everyone's filled in every blank and have them all right. Is that correct? We were on question 9. List the 3 ordained ministers in the Catholic Church. We talked about this. What are they?
Bishop, priest, deacon.
Bishop, priest, and deacon. Very good. You got that answer right. But just knowing those 3 answers really doesn't make us understand what they're all about. Remember, what I'm trying to encourage you to do is know answers, but why? And that's what we talked about last time, is getting into the whys. That's where we left off last time. Let's just kind of wrap up the office of bishop. Again, the Greek word for office. Remember that in Acts chapter 1, verse 20, that word office? The Greek word used is called episkopos. And the English translation is bishop. This is where we get it. We don't make this stuff up. It's right in the Bible. So a bishop, he's a successor of an apostle. That's his office, a successor of an apostle. What does a bishop do? Think right now in 2008. By the way, who is our bishop in our diocese? Bishop? Basha. He's our bishop. Where's he located? He's located right here in Bend. Do you realize that there is a successor of an apostle living 130 miles from here? In Bend. What's his job? What geographic area does he watch over?
Diocese.
A diocese. What's a diocese?
Geographic area.
It's a geographic area. The state of Oregon, lousy thing of Oregon, you got the Cascades running down Oregon, right? Oregon is broken into two components, the west and the east. Everything east of the Cascades is called the Baker Diocese. That's what we're in. It's a geographic area. And there's a bishop that oversees a diocese. So naturally, on the west side, there's another diocese. So would you think there's another bishop overseeing that? Every diocese is overseen by a bishop. That's his responsibility. And within the diocese, there are many churches, right? So the bishop oversees all of the churches in his diocese. That's what he does. Okay? And now we talked about good old Peter. He was called the head apostle. Well, right now there's a lot of bishops in the United States and in the world. Right? Do you think there's a head bishop?
Yep.
Do you know what it's called? The Pope. That's what the Pope is. He is the head bishop. He oversees all of the other bishops in the world. So that's who a Pope is. So a Pope, who's he a successor of? Peter. Peter was the first head apostle, and all of the popes are successors of St. Peter. And who's the current pope? Pope Benedict XVI. The 265th, I believe, successor of Peter. Yes? 66? 65th, 66th, right in there. Successor of Peter. Okay. I want to talk something about the Pope.